Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Good evening once again. It is time for Words of Pearls by me, Chang-Ageda. Yes, you know who I am by now, so I don't have to always say who I am. But anyway, it's time for Words of Pearls. And today's Words of Pearls is the healing within nature. Psalms 19 verse 1 declares, the heavens declares the glory of God, and his firmament showeth his handiwork, or the heavens speak of his handiwork. So the heavens declare the glory of God, and the skies, the clouds, they tell us about the goodness of God. It is so great to go out into nature. When you go out into the sun, and you walk in the sun for at least 20 minutes, you do get a dose of or a boost within your vitamin D, a boost of vitamin D, right? And it helps to boost your immune system. Whenever you go out and you climb, when you walk on a trail and you climb up to high peaks, the air is a little fresher. So you're cleaning out your lung, well, now you wear a mask, but you think about it, when you're on a higher trail and there's no one there, you could take off your mask, you could breathe in the goodness of God, and breathe out all the stresses, all the pent up anxieties and the worries of the day. And when you take a walk in the park, that is so good for your mind. You're boosting your mind, you're renewing your mind. It's such a wonderful thing to go out in nature, and it really heals. I remember years ago a nurse told me this, that the doctor she worked with, and he was the head surgeon at the hospital. His wife had gotten ill, she had cancer, and one of her recovery, on her road to recovery, because she was in the hospital for a long time. And, she was just getting, like, they noticed her spirit wasn't being lifted up. And, they thought she was doing well. And then it seemed as if she was regressing. But then her husband remembered that she loved nature. She loved to be outdoors. And what they did was they had like an atrium. So they got trees and they planted trees inside. And so she'd go, they'd wheel her into the atrium in the wheelchair. She'd sit there. And of course, because of the glass, the sunlight would come in, and she'd sit there. And she just started to get better and better. And eventually she went home and, of course, was in good health, right? So, but the thing about it is that they noticed the turnaround from the time she started sitting in the lit area where the sunshine would come in through through the glass ceiling, and the opening, actually. So the sun would just filter in, and then along with the trees. And so, there are healing powers to trees. I mean, the Bible even tells us that there's healing in the leaves of the trees. And so it's not just that the leaves are good for medicine, but they're also, for medicinal purposes. We know that there are trees, the leaves we can use to make tea, like the lime, the lemon, the leaves of the lemon trees, or limon, or, and the breadfruit leaves, and the mango leaves, and many of the fruits that we eat, the soursop leaves. Oh my goodness, that is one. When you drink the tea of the soursop leaves, it helps if you have nerve issues, And so there are many herbs, but don't just go picking leaves off trees now and making the teas. There are health food stores that know what leaves you can make as teas, right? So, but just to see that, just getting outside and getting fresh air, just walking in the sun, you're boosting your immune system. And during this time, we all need to stay healthy. So if you can climb a trail, go to a higher elevation, and it doesn't have to be a steep incline where you're winded. There are inclines that are not that steep, and you go up, and when you get to the top, I'm telling you, always at the top of each trail, the air is so much different. And so you just stop, you breathe in, and it's like you're breathing in God, and breathe out all the stressors. And so whether you get to walk on a trail, there are, even if you live in the city, like I know in Manhattan, there are parks, you have Central Parks, but if you can't get to Central Park, there are areas down by the ferry. There are little spots where they're green, or there is a pond. I just visited one that had a koi pond with some ducks, and how relaxing it is. It relaxes you. It takes down your stress level, and just fills you with peace. And the moment you're filled with peace, the moment your mind is at ease, you start thinking more clearly. And and your breathing, you notice your breathing is less shallow, and it becomes, you could take more breaths within your body so that you can energize the cells in your body, because uh, breathing is life. We see what's happening. We hear about what's happening in India now. However, we in New York had gone through that in different parts of the country when folks who were ill, and couldn't get oxygen was required for the breathing. And right now, India needs all the help they can get. So let's remember the people in India and people in Pakistan and those areas that are still suffering, from the COVID virus. But in the meantime, you yourself can just step out into a park that is close to you. Brooklyn has lots of them. There's the Shirley Chisholm State Park. You have the piers. There are different piers here. You have Dumbo Brooklyn Park, you have Prospect Park, you have the Marine Park, then you have the beaches that you can just go and take a stroll. You don't have to go into the water, but just to be by the water, just a large body of water. So my encouragement today is just to step out in nature. Remember, there's healing within nature. And as the Bible tells us, the heavens speaks of the goodness of God, and the skies tell of his handiwork. The sun for the vitamin D, the air that we need in our lungs, and the trees that produce oxygen and just life. I don't know about you, but being around trees and bodies of water and all of that is just a blessing. So I pray that today's words of pearl will encourage you to go outside somewhere, even to go for a walk. If you live in the city or if you live in a house, it doesn't matter. Step out in your backyard, maybe. How's that? And just sit. Don't just go out, just sit outside and absorb a little sun and just breathe in, do some deep breathing exercises and become rejuvenated. So that's my encouragement, my words of pearls for today, to encourage you to step out in nature and be healed. You don't have to be sick to be healed now, because remember, if you're stressed, your body needs some healing, right? If you're overworked, your body needs some healing. And even if you've de-stressed, getting more of it helps you in the long run. So have a blessed and a wonderful day. And remember, I love you, but guess what? God, who created the heavens and the earth, the sun, the moon, and the sky, the wind, the trees, the flowers to enjoy. Oh, there are beautiful flowers out there to enjoy. It will bring you joy just to see the flowers. And some are so fragrant, and just the fragrance of the flowers. And I pray that none of you have allergies, but if you do, and I know you take your allergy medicines, then you can go out and enjoy nature as well. So be blessed. Know that you're loved, 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 and God loves you even more. Thank you.